years ago, I started the Kaizir YouTube channel, July 4th, and on the same day, I uploaded my first episode of Kaizir. Well, technically it's episode 1. I made some videos with a similar style on a previous channel, but this was the first video I made with the Kaizir name, and for some reason, I decided to make the first episode of this series an episode on the Tails doll curse creepypasta. I've always had a fondness for creepypastas, and there are some I really like. For example, Necrosleep 1999 Room Zero Strangest Security Tape. There are some really good creepypastas out there, and for some reason, I decided to make my first episode be on a crappy story about Tails doll from Sonic R. Then 1 year later, I made another video on another Tails doll pasta, and here I am again with another creepypasta. Yep, Tails doll CD. Get it? Because the third classic Sonic game was Sonic CD. Gonna get really confusing if I do another one of these next year. So the story we're poking fun at today is the Tails doll is watching you. Hell yeah, this is gonna suck. So we start off with our main character describing himself as the luckiest man in the world. Wow, we're already starting off with some narcissism. That's a good sign. Anyway, he considers himself lucky because of one thing: survival. So our main character, Tony, and his roommate Alex were cleaning up their dorm room, which also was apparently their U-Haul? Okay, so first of all, I have no idea why this is relevant at all. Why would you need to mention that your room is a U-Haul? And second of all, what does that mean? Your room was also your U-Haul? Are you saying that your dorm room is your U-Haul? Did you used to live in a U-Haul, or like did you just move into a U-Haul? What the Anyway, they were unpacking, and occasionally while doing that, they would occasionally find cool nostalgic items, like sound recording pens that they would use to expose some racist sheep, and old high school assignments. After a very logical conversation about invincibility, because why wouldn't you be talking about invincibility while unpacking boxes in your dorm room U-Haul, they find something. A shitty game console. They find Tony's old Sega Saturn. They look through all their games, finding International Victory Goal, great names there, Sonic Jam, and Sonic 3D Blast. And out of all of those games, the one they decide to play for hours is Sonic 3D Blast. Disgusting. After that, they find a copy of Sonic R. Then Alex starts tickling Tony, telling him the Tails doll is gonna get him. After their steamy tickle session, Alex moans in a spooky voice, "Do you want to try the curse?" Okay, I'm not sure. And his response is, "Why not?" The story gives us an explanation of what the Tails doll curse is. Now, the curse I was familiar with was to go into your bathroom after 11 p.m. and play Living in the City and Can You Feel the Sunshine in reverse. But Tony here gives us another way of contracting the TDC. So you play a tag game in Sonic R as the Tails doll, and you tag the Egg Robo, Metal Sonic, Metal Knuckles, and Super Sonic in that order. I assume because they're the unlockable palette swaps of most of the other main racers. Anyway, they tried to do what I just described, but it was very difficult. Probably because Sonic R's controls her anus. However, they overcome the challenge and a picture of Tails doll appears on the screen. It is only now that they become bored and go forth to the kitchen to grab some Lay's potato chips. As they went to go get them, Tony was hearing Can You Feel the Sunshine in his head. After that, they proceed to have an argument of what they should play next: Tony's Sonic Extreme Hack or Sonic 2-1's Sonic Jam. I'm not sure why it was those two games that they fought about, but it doesn't matter. Alex won the argument and they go play some Sonic 2. I thought you guys wanted to play Saturn games, not Saturn remakes of Genesis games. Anyway, they head back into the room and see the Tails doll still on the screen, because I guess when they went to go get some chips, they kept the TV on. Then Tony's fear of Tails doll became super strong, stronger than before. Alex proceeds to turn the Saturn off, but oops, Tails doll is still on the screen. Maybe it's because you kept the Saturn on for too long and the image is burned into your screen. You know, just a thought. Alex looked at Tony, his face full of sheer terror, worrying about how large their electric bill could be. Alex noticed and looked at the TV, noticing that Tails was still there. Scared, he proceeded to unplug the Saturn and the TV, but nope, Tails is still there, and according to Tony's narration, is hungry for blood. Alex started losing his temper at this point, yelling at the Tails picture on the TV to get his ass packing away from their idiot box, but his yellings provoked it more. Yes, he's making a picture on the TV mad. Can You Feel the Sunshine started playing after Alex stopped yelling at the TV. They sat their asses down and started listening to the song. And just like that, Tails doll was satisfied and left their pathetic dorm room. Alex then asked, "WTF was that? I'm gonna get some new lights, a new TV, and a new goddamn dorm. What's the point of getting new lights if you're just gonna get a new dorm? Or are you talking about like lamps in your room? What would that have to do with what you just experienced? Also, don't you guys live in a frickin' U-Haul? If not, why the hell was that even in the story? However, Tony noticed something. A little red light coming from across the room. Eventually, they both seen it. Tony then said heater because there's a heater in the room, sealed off with iron doors. I don't think dorm rooms or U-Hauls have those. Maybe the school itself, but you mentioned no such thing. Tony yelled now, and the tailstall shot towards them. Dodging the tailstall, Tony and Alex ran towards what I'm assuming to be the room with the heater sealed off with iron doors. Or, as Tony describes it, their safe haven. Also, now Tails' eyes are staring into Tony's soul because scary. Anyway, Tailstall fell into a pile of boxes as our two leads start running for the heater room. Tony's faster, so Alex is around 2 feet behind. For some reason, this dorm room is big enough for them to be running for long enough that one of them is ahead of the other for an extensive period of time. Dorm rooms are like the size of a bathroom, and U-Hauls also aren't that big, or contain rooms with heaters in them. Then Tailstall killed Alex. He attacked Alex's head with his claw or something, and with that extra time, Tony got to the heater room. He blocked the door, and at that moment, he heard Tailstall slam right up against it, and after that, he started having a fit on that door, banging it, scratching it, pacing around, until after a while, he stops. After that, Tony realizes how terrible his life is now. His friend died from a goddamn plush doll, and now he's stuck in a room with a killer Stuffy on the other side. He started thinking about how to get out, considering even going through the heater. How he would do that even if it didn't kill him, I have no idea. And then he started thinking about the song, Can You Feel the Sunshine? And then realized something. The song told you of the Tailstall's weakness. Sunshine! Get it? Can you feel the sunshine? After all, in their very logical conversation about invincibility earlier, Tony said how everything had a weak point, and the Tailstall was sunshine. Can you feel the sunshine? I guess the Tailstall can't, or he'll shrivel up like a raisin and keel over. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. What even is the Tailstall? A demon or a fucking vampire? If he's a demon, isn't he from hell, where there's fire everywhere? Or is it from Sonic R? Also, I'll just add this, in Sonic R, there's some courses that take place in the sunshine. In fact, I think that's why the song plays. And speaking of playing, you can play as Tailstall in those levels with sunshine. So Tony makes a plan to escape the dorm room and get outside into the sunshine. He does some Faith Connor's level acrobatics to get around the Tailstall and out into the hallway. As he's running, he turned around and saw Tailstall open its mouth, revealing what else but bloody sharp teeth. And also there was blood on his arms too. And just guess what it said. Yep, Satan's own locker number from the gym, 666. Tony then reached the exit, flung the door open, and ran right into the sunlight. And so did the Tailstall. Yep, his theory was right, and the Tailstall had started dying, burning up in flames. We can't forget the shrill scream too. And because our protagonist is a dumbass, he takes the gem that was on its head that didn't burn in the fire back to his dorm as a trophy for his victory. However, the Tailstall appeared in that gem one day saying, "What up, bitch? I'm coming for that face once again. Can you feel the terrors of the dark?" The end. Well, that was definitely, something. Contrary to what I've been saying this whole time, this isn't like too bad of a story. It's not all that good, but a creepypasta about a killer fox doll is hard to make a story out of, let alone a good story. I'll say this, it's the best Tails doll pasta I've read so far. That's not saying much though. There's plenty of dumb shit in this story that makes no goddamn sense. I kind of like the setting of a college dorm or a U-Haul, and I like how it's 2 young adults instead of 2 idiot children, and some of what they do in the story makes sense. They didn't bring a bloody doll from the street inside their dorm or smash a TV with a hammer. So yeah, all in all, it's not a good story, but it's not rock bottom or anything. It's not troll pasta levels of bad. Now, it's the end of the video, so I'm assuming the Tailstall is gonna show up now and do some weird random BS before one of us dies. Ah, yes, there you are. Well, guess what, bitch? I got your weakness. The sun. Damn, I thought that would work.